super duper quick update. This is what's on deck right now. I have this back room here, which is where I put the new layout. It's right there. Voila. What I was thinking is, what if I moved my office back here and discontinued this layout all the way around here? Which you can't see because you're in the sun. There you go. And just filled in this area here with layout space. Now, what would that do? That would give me this nice office back here in this area. And then I would take basically all this fun and move it right in here. So it would loop around. It would be the same height as the table there, and just come straight across this way and maybe like come out here. Thought maybe go across the gap with a bridge, and it would be high enough to where I could duck under it and just pop up on the other side, and it would come out, you know, at a pretty decent angle, and maybe connect in right here at an angle like that and cut out. Now, it's kind of an interesting thing. I think it has some potential and it could definitely work. It's just a matter of, do I want to put the time and effort in? None of this stuff would be changing around. This would all remain the same, with the possible exception of a raised bullet train track that would come around and go over the top of this onto the, you know, the non-existing deck yet here, and then back around and then behind Shizuka, where Shizuka is there now, and then around the back in the back area here, because as you can see, I have some space. It's 14 to 15 inches back there of space that I could easily kind of work with. It's interesting. It's an interesting kind of setup. I don't know if the payoff would be as good, because this whole room would be filled in, which would be okay. I would do the little duck under, whoop, and then pop up, and I would be in the middle of a whole kind of world here, which would be kind of neat. And then Shizuka here would actually move over to, you know, where this side would be here. And then this whole section, the new section, would live here, like from here over. And so interesting. So I'm doing measurements now and trying to see if it would make sense. It would be nice to have a little office space back here and just get all this other junk kind of cleaned up, and essentially I would tack up a skirt here, and in the back here where the new section would be, and that would be my storage, and then all this extraneous stuff would be back here in my office space. So thinking it through. If you have any comments, let me know. I think there's a lot of potential there. I would have my bullet train section, because it would be a nice long or longer run, so I could have that in there. I can kind of reorg some of my stuff. Basically, I would chop the Unitrack uniplates out there, make this the I can't even say it, Kiwamura section, the new section with the factory and all that, and then the uniplates would be they'd come back in over here on this side for Shizuka, and so this whole section here would be that new section there. So has some potential. There's some purchases that I'd have to make. I'd have to probably get a little more of the Unitrack, the Uniplates. I would do some more switching, and then the big deal is maybe put in a helix that would go down to this lower level and keep the subway here, which is now currently kind of in a holding pattern, but essentially keep the subway down here. It would be under the other section instead of under Shizuka. Then that would travel along to the back, still using the existing hole down here. And I'd have a yard set up, so I'd have my workspace here for my office space, and or over here actually, and this would kind of remain this section, and would go back to a little yard that would be over here, which is kind of a potential. So I could have my workspace there, and some quote unquote extra trains over here, and then I would just run the trains off. But then since the yard would be in here and all the control would be over there, then we get into the whole, DCC conversation, which I don't really want to have. So that would probably, it might go away. Maybe fold a yard into the new section. Let's increase this yard area over in the new section. And I want to get this separate. That would be another thing that would happen. I'd separate the factory kind of track area from this shipping kind of track area, so it would be completely separate. And then I would have this. I'd keep the station. I like the station idea. So yeah, some potential. I'm gonna do some drawing up. It's not gonna be a rush thing, but it does kind of put me in a position where I want to kind of wait to do any more work back here, because if I'm gonna be tearing all this stuff out, I don't want to put any more work in, because it's a decent amount of work that's been put in already. So I think if I pulled up the track, I could salvage some of this work on the move, depending on what I was planning. But yeah, these boards are just screwed in. Boop. So I'd be able to basically pull those out. I'd lose my smooth it stuff here, most likely, unless I can pull this whole kind of styrene section up. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's like it has potential. So we shall see. But that's what's on deck. That was just a super quickie little update, and I'm just kicking it out as is. But we'll see how it goes. Thank you very much for watching.